Oh hey YouTubers, D-Doc here, and it's a Monday, rainy day. Rain this morning, got some more clouds moving back in. So I'd actually headed out to work this morning, got about 10 miles down the road. Got a text message from my foreman saying stay home, it's raining. No work today. So decided to come out here, do some more work on the old F250, 74 F250, under my portable resurrected structure, and did some work on the radiator. I would have filmed the radiator, but it took quite a while. The fan shroud that I picked up from a friend was too deep. Let's see if we can get some light on the subject here. Fan shroud was too deep this way, and when I put it in, it was pushing this belt way back here. So that's not going to work. So I had this other fan shroud, and to center it up on the radiator, then it doesn't center up on the fan blades. So that's not good. So I did a little bit of adapting. Made myself some homemade brackets out of some scrap metal, and for now just got it zip tied in. But it's fairly solid. It's not going to go anywhere. Got the other side. Of course, the only problem with it was, because it's offset to the radiator, I ended up with a hole over here. So I had to plug up this hole, and I needed some tin work. Well, I didn't have any tin, so I know it's a little bit hard to see, but I used a couple of old license plates, cut them down to size, mounted them in there, bolted them to the radiator, and that blocks that little hole up. And then, as you can see, on the driver's side, there was a little bit of a hole here. So I took an old piece of tin I had around and shaped that around until it plugged most of the hole. Of course, you remember I had to trim down the radiator. Down along this edge here, so it would sit inside this bracket. And you can see a little bit of shininess there where I ground off with the grinding wheel, cut that down so that the radiator would fit flush against the front wall. So that worked out good. Have to pardon the noise. That's my backyard neighbor. He's been over mowing my side neighbor's yard. My side neighbor only comes back for Nebraska home football games. So she hired my backyard neighbor to cut her lawn for her once a week. So I don't know if this is going to work real good. Of course, you remember my Chevy mechanic said the back of the fan blade needs to line up right here, so when you look at it sideways you don't see it, but if you turn just a little bit you see it. Well, I'm about 3/4 of an inch inside the fan shroud, but I'm gonna check and see if that'll do. So I put the hoses back on and filled the radiator up with its fluid, and was going to check it out. Now, it didn't quite take as much radiator fluid as it emptied out, so I was going to start the engine up and let it warm up a bit and circulate, then top off the radiator. But last time I drove this truck, I remembered that I parked it at the store, went inside, got something, come back out, and I could see gas was dripping down underneath the fuel pump. So I remembered that today. I started it up to circulate the radiator fluid, and looked down, and by golly, there was gas dripping down around the fuel pump. So I looked down on the fuel pump, And it's hard to see, but there was gas shooting straight out of the side of that fuel pump. So I called my mechanic up and asked him what was up. And here's the best explanation. Now this is a fuel pump off a 302 Ford, but you see this little hole right here? That's a safety feature. And from what he tells me, those are plugged off. And when they get old, it blows the plug out and it shoots gas right out of the side of that. And that means that your fuel pump has gone bad. So that's the story on this Morning Glory. Now I got to looking. Like I said, this fuel pump here is off a 302 engine block. But underneath this here old rug, I got the old 390 engine that went bad. And right here is where the fuel pump mounts. So I took this 302 fuel pump and tested it out, and I think it mounts the same. It looks like boy, these are hard to do. Looks like if I got it in there and the bolts line up, covers the hole adequately. So I don't know if I'm gonna try to take the fuel pump out of this 390 and see if this 302 fuel pump will fit in there. And hopefully it's not old and doesn't shoot gas out of this little hole too. Because right now I just don't have the finances to go buy a new fuel pump for this engine. And I'm not sure that when I bought this replacement block, I'm pretty sure it didn't come with the fuel pump. So I took the fuel pump off of this old bad engine and put it on this replacement block. But that was a year or so ago, and I don't remember. I'd have to go back through my old videos. I'm pretty sure I put the old fuel pump on this one, but the true test would be to get into this here cluttered garage and see if I've got another 390 fuel pump laying around. I don't know if I do. And I might just go ahead and try to put this 302 fuel pump on here. But that's where I stand. So I don't know what's going to happen here. A little bit loath to get started on it this afternoon. Got maybe an hour or two, and the rain is forecast to move back in for the evening. So I think I'll spend my time looking around the garage, see if I've got any more fuel pumps laying around. Gonna have to dig for them. And do another video when I get to working on that. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.